So now the obvious question is how? How can these strategies be brought into a distribution company? How can we put this whole thing together and get things running quickly and smoothly? Because it's difficult. We have to implement technology. We have to have people that are going to do this. We can't have distractions. And also, who's going to do it? Is the marketing team going to do it? Is there even a marketing team? They're doing all those other things. How are they going to learn how to do this stuff? There's a lot of barriers to this process. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the barriers that we see. The first barrier that we see is office politics. And these are in no particular order, by the way. Under the umbrella of office politics comes things like it's going to make marketing's job incredibly harder, but it's going to be a lot more fun. I guarantee that. But from the barrier point of view, it is going to be harder. They're going to have more responsibility. They're going to be more accountable because they're involved with the sales process. There's the salespeople who are afraid that they're going to lose their job. They don't want to give up their leads. They don't want the leads in the CRM system. So lots of office politics there. There's know-how. Not many distribution companies understand the full concept of what we're talking about today. You guys understand it now because I took you through it. But when you're living through this and you only get to step 2, and then all of a sudden something explodes on the other side of the business and it takes us away from the process, it's really hard to get their teams to continue through the process because they don't see the full concept, is what I'm trying to say. Buy-in is a big thing, similar to office politics. If there's not a direct order from the C-suite down, people feel like they have an option to buy in or not. When it comes to change, if they have the option to buy in or not, they're going to not buy in because people don't like change. Distractions, of course, they're everywhere. And marketing initiatives are usually the first thing that falls off the priority list when it comes to having to pick and choose among a few different projects. And then the last barrier that we see a lot is fear. Fear of change, fear of loss, fear of the unknown. Yeah, salespeople fear for their jobs because they don't understand that they're going to be getting better leads, that they're going to be closing more deals, they're going to be making money. But there's also fear by the company owner. Is this even going to work? His business is built on face-to-face sales. This is a scary thing. There are very real concerns that need to be worked through. These are not the kinds of barriers that I would work through. I mean, I've been caught up in these kinds of barriers because I'm often in that know-how situation, but these are not the barriers that I can solve. There are consultants out there that have lived through this, that know distribution inside and out and can carry distributors through this confidently. Because of the situation that we're in with COVID and all these distributors, oh my God, suddenly going through this digital transformation, don't forget, I still had this mission. I had this mission to put these systems in distribution's toolboxes for all these years. I was always in like this convincing game, but now the need for digital transformation, my job got a lot easier. Did I know that this would happen? I mean, I knew that having these things in place, these steps, this content and this lead capture capability in place would live forever and always be something we can leverage. Yes, I did know that. But I didn't know that, just like distributors didn't know that all of a sudden we were going to fast forward to a massive digital transformation. So that's just a coincidence the way that played out. Very frustrating to me to get people to the end of this process because it always came to be like a game of whack-a-mole. We'd be starting on one part of the process and then something else would come up and they'd say, oh, Susan, we need to hire a new marketing director. Can you help us with that? And then, 6 months later, well, now we have something else happening and we'd lose our places. We wouldn't even know where we were in the process because there's a lot of moving parts to this process. I had to do something to fix this because otherwise I was going to go crazy. So I did do something to fix this. And during COVID, I took part in a webinar series with Dirk when COVID hit. It became clear distributors were having trouble communicating to their customers during COVID. So he had me on, he had a bunch of webinars. It was a great series, very, very powerful, very valuable. But from that, it gave me a voice, and I created this training program, and it grew into a weekly sales and marketing training. And then, because I had so much time on my hands, we took the course and morphed it into a book. We had it transcribed, we had it edited. And my idea was that we would take this book and not sell it to distributors, but sell it to trade associations to give to their distributors. Because who wouldn't want to have this in their toolbox? Here's the manual. Here's a bunch of forms that will help you even go through this. Who wouldn't want it? Well, the trade associations didn't want it. Obviously, I'm not a great salesperson. I said, I guess I'll just sell it myself, but I don't know if it's any good. So let me send it out to a bunch of people that are big movers and shakers in the distribution industry and see if anybody thinks there's any value. And I sent it out and I said, if you think this has any value, please, would you mind writing an endorsement? Because nobody knows who I am, but everybody knows who you guys are. And lo and behold, the book gets endorsed by really great distribution leaders. So what I did from there is I created a training program. And to me, it's a huge training program. And I'm working on putting this together. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. The name of the program is the Digital Distributor. It's how to maximize your digital sales transformation. So everything that these distributors are doing, putting the technology in place, getting the CRMs and all of that. To make that work, they have to do this. They have to do this lead capture. They have to put content out there. So that's why I built this program. It's got a lot of steps in it, but they're really small steps, like 2-minute and 3-minute videos with instructions and worksheets and meeting agendas and all sorts of stuff that if the companies just commit to doing the training 10 minutes a day, every day, or 1 hour a week, every week, they will get through it. And there's a community in there so that distributors can talk to each other about their problems. It was obviously created specifically for distributors who can't figure out what they're missing with their transformation, or they don't have the resources to execute. This is, I call it the results generating secret sauce, because I know that a lot of companies, they throw stuff up like the e-commerce sites, or they get a CRM and they wonder why it doesn't work. They know that they're missing one thing. It's just like within their grasp. This is it. These steps, any marketers that are on here know that these steps, content generation and lead capture, that's what it's all about. Inside the program, it's 6 modules. The first module is all about aligning sales and marketing. And it starts with that, and it talks all about why. And then it takes them through the whole process of aligning through the next 5 steps. If a distributor doesn't have a marketing team, it's not a problem, because we can help them hire one, or they can use one of my assistants to work with them, whatever they want. It comes in all different shapes and colors. We can train their marketers. Module 2, it's all about segmenting the audience, figuring out the pain points, focusing on solutions and services, and teaching marketing how to promote to the different audience segments so that it resonates. Module 3 is all about the content creation, how to actually show that you're of value to the customers you serve. You're not just about selling products, but you actually are bringing stuff to the table that customers can't live without. We have a whole section on technology with lots of worksheets and checklists and guidebooks on choosing the right technology. It's a big pet peeve of mine when people buy technology that they don't need, when they're sold, almost like sold a bill of goods, I call it. I don't like that. So I make sure people have what they need and a path forward so that they know what they need now and what they need 18 months from now. Then there's a whole huge module on capturing, nurturing, qualifying, and converting leads, of course, because that's what it's all about. And it's about building that sales funnel, ensuring that salespeople make the best use of their time, how to go from a marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead, all about lead scoring, very important stuff, and tracking leads, which is, I think, just fabulous. And then the last module is about measuring and moving forward confidently with a plan, knowing what you're looking for, knowing what constitutes success. Do you want 5 more leads a week? Do you want 10, 50? What is it? What is going to move you forward? What's driving your revenue? What's driving profit? How can you improve your ROI?
Hey, it's Susan Merlo. If you like that video and want to learn more, call or text me. I'd love to hear about your business and show you how this would work for your sales team.